Hey guys, it's Tina. Today I'm going to do my rump story. First, I need to apologize. It's still hot here in Iowa, so the air conditioner is still going strong. And my son is over here playing a video game, so you may hear some typing or some mumbles or something. So what this is a list of questions that really made me think about my period. So I will leave the questions down below if you would like to make a video of your rump story. And here we go. I'm going to look over at my computer for them every once in a while. So, how did you discover rumps? Well, my physician had told me about the menstrual cup, and as I was doing research on the cup and looking to buy one, I came across cloth pads. And quite honestly, the first time I thought about cloth pads, I was a little bit disgusted. It took me a while like a good 6 months, to be comfortable with cloth pads, and I'm not sure why, looking back. I didn't throw away my underwear when I leaked, so I don't know why I was so disgusted by it, but that quickly changed, and I'm so happy that it did. When did I start using them? I'd have to look on my phone. I believe it was February. My February period I started using cloth pads. Maybe. I haven't been using rumps for long. Like I said, it took me probably 6 months to get used to the whole idea. What made me decide to switch? I was being rubbed raw by plastic pads. Like, my thighs will never have a gap, so the wings would just rub, and it got to the point where I could not close my legs because I had rubbed the skin off of my legs. I have to wear a pad every day. I was at a point where I had my period for 6 months straight. So I needed a pad every day, and I didn't use tampons, so, which was why the cup is so lovely for me. I love the cup. What was my disposable of choice before? I just said I never used tampons. I did. Once in a while I had to use tampons, like if I was going out, I had to wear a tampon and a pad. It got to the point where I didn't go out very much because I didn't like tampons. They hurt. But it was Kotex Super Plus and Always Infinity, and I would wear 2 at a time. Like, I would overlap them. How old was I when I got my first period? It was June 12th, the day after, or the night of, my 8th birthday. I'm not going to tell you how long ago, but okay. I've had my period for 32 years. Oh, how old were you when you got your first period? I was 8 years old. 8 years and 1 day. How have your views of menstrual products in general changed since switching? My personal views are disposables are rather disgusting. Which is really funny because at first I thought reusables were really disgusting. But after seeing videos and doing research about the things that go into disposable items, I cannot believe I put them in my body for 30 plus years. I can't, or next to. I'm so disappointed in sexual education class. They didn't tell you any of that stuff. They're just, oh, this is what you need to use. Luckily, I've educated my daughter, and she has chosen cloth as well. So, how has my view of my period changed since switching? It's still a pain in the butt because I still menstruate much longer than a lot of people, but it's not as bad anymore. I don't cramp as badly. I don't get raw. I don't mind putting in a cup. I hated tampons so much. Like I said, I hated tampons so much. I didn't want to leave my house because I didn't want to have to use one, and I was afraid of leaking in public. So I don't mind my period so much anymore. It is still a pain in the butt. I don't like it. I'm done having children. I wish it would just stop. I know there's people out there who I understand. So I don't mean to be insensitive when I say that, but I'm ready for it to stop. Has switching to RUMPs changed how you feel about any part of your life or your body outside of your period? Not really. I've always been very in tune with myself, I would say. I've still learned a lot from using a cup. Like, I never knew before how far down my cervix dropped during my period. But I was pretty much in tune with myself. I don't think it's really changed anything. Has it connected you to other women on a new level? Yes, it has. I find myself talking about menstrual cycles with complete strangers. And the friends on Facebook, or just messages from my YouTube channel that I get, are they touch your heart, and you make a connection with these women, these people, not necessarily just women, but other people on a level, an intimate level. That's my husband, sorry. On a very intimate level. And I think if it were not for RUMPs, I would not have that connection with these people. Say hi, John. Has it led to other interests for you? Yes, I have started sewing more. I'm starting to sew just random things that I never had any interest in before. I found I was having problems finding pads that fit my needs, so I started my own company, obviously. It's very little. I just got another sale today. I'm so happy. Thank you. You know who you are. Sugar Skull Lady. Anyway, I didn't realize how calming sewing was for me, and I love shopping for fabrics, and that actually gets me out of the house too. I was quite the hermit before, but I love going to sales and remnant sales, and I like going garage sailing to see if people have old machines, because I really want an old machine. I think they're so... it just brings back many, many memories for me. So I'm still on the lookout for an old, like old Singer or a pedal machine. I think those are awesome. Let's see. Have you learned new things about yourself since switching? And if so, what are they? Yes, I learned about my cervix. I was a nurse, so I can't believe I didn't know that about my cervix. But that's really... I also learned that I'm more open-minded, actually. I don't gross out at things as quickly. Like, I don't think bodily functions are gross. I guess I just react differently to things because I'm more open to new ideas. I say a lot. I'm sorry. Do I speak to people in real life about RUMPs, and if so, how have they responded? Yes, I do. I speak about it all the time. I just had a friend over for the weekend on my little mini vacation, and she had seen my sewing room / office, and she asked what I did, and she's my very best friend, but I was afraid of how she would react. She is not the type of person who would treat me any differently, but she's my best friend, and I didn't want her to think I was weird. Shame on me, because she didn't. I had mentioned it to her on Facebook. We were talking, making plans, and I said, you may see some things when you come down, please don't judge. She said, I won't. Well, she came in and she looked at my office, because it was on the way to the bathroom, and she peeked in, and she's like, oh, what do you make? And I told her. And so today, before she left, she actually sat down with me and asked me about it. And I had given her a cup to try, and she's going to go home. And on her next period, she's going to figure out her bleeding pattern, and she wants me to make her some pads. And if I can make somebody else's life easier by telling them about this, I'm now, like, strangers, I have no problem. It's my friends that I feel like they'll judge me, which is totally the opposite. You know, I care about what my friends think about me, if you understand what I'm saying. Strangers, I don't, who cares? But my friends, I don't want them to think I'm disgusting or anything like that. I just remember my first reaction, and I don't want to see that face from them. My daughter, I told my daughter about it, and she is now a loyal rump user. I told my mother about it, and she no longer has her period, but she does have bladder issues, and I'm trying to convince her that wearing a pad for that is better. She doesn't wear anything now, she just takes extra underwear with her. I'm like, Mom, if you could be at work and accidentally sneeze and not have to worry about when you want that, she goes, it's just not, I don't know. So I'm working on her, but I'm pretty sure she'll come around. My mother-in-law, I've told her about it. She didn't really, my mother-in-law's great, she doesn't really judge. She'll just say, oh, and I know she doesn't want to hear about it anymore, but yeah, I would have no problem talking to people about it. So if you have any questions or want to talk personal, just message me. I'll tell you anything you want to know. So those are my questions, or those were the questions. Feel free to look down in the description below and get the questions for yourself and make your own video. I love these types of things, and now that my video is done, I'm going to go watch all the ones I know about. So thank you for joining me, and as always, have a wonderful day.